Hi everyone, I promised I was going to show you how to do the pockets for the albums that I did using this technique to where you have the pocket and then a flip and a flip. So they are really simple. There's two ways that I have designed to do it. One of them uses a 12 by 12 sheet, and one of them uses an 8.5 by 11. Now with each sheet you get a different size of piece. The first one that you get is here, and that is a 3-inch by 6-inch piece. And that gives you, there's your pocket, and then it gives you a flip up this way, and then a flip up this way, and then a little pocket here as well. So that's one, using the 8.5 by 11, and then the other, using the 12 by 12, gives you the pocket, and then the page turns and it gives you a flip up with a pocket here and a flip there as well. Okay. It was really easy to do. I never came across one that was like this, similar, but I didn't like the way that it came together, especially with the 12 by 12, because I didn't see anything for a 12 by 12, and I wanted a larger surface area to put my photos on. So I'll start showing you that. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to score it at 6.5 inches in. Okay, and then you're going to turn this, and you're going to turn it 90 degrees, but you're going to make sure that that shorter part is down towards the bottom. I have a cold, so you have to bear with me. This first score line here is going to be at 2 inches. And then the second score line is going to be at 7. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you 3 different pieces. These 2 pieces are going to be the same size, so if you look at it, they'll fold over to the same size. And then this 2-inch piece is what's going to fold up and create your pocket. What you are going to want to do is you're going to want to cut this bottom line here, and you're going to want to cut this one here and open that up. You can cut slightly on either side of the line to give yourself a little bit of leeway. It doesn't matter, you'll wind up cutting a little bit of it on this side anyways, because I do like to do some fussy stuff on there. And believe it or not, that's pretty much all you have to do. Me personally, I don't like having a lot of extra, because this is going to be my pocket that I create, and I don't like having a lot of extra stuff on the inside. So I will actually cut this down in half. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just like working with as little on the inside of paper as I have to. And then I will also miter these corners here, so that I don't have a lot of paper to deal with. Okay. But other than that, that is ironically it. Just fold all of your creases. On this one, I don't fold it to make sure that that crease is perfect. I fold it to make sure this bottom edge is perfect. I am anal that way. Okay. And then I don't glue this down yet either. I wait until after I put on all of my papers and everything else and done everything that I want to this cover. Also, this is one of the times too that I'll come in and just go ahead and make my pocket piece there as well. Alright, see now if you had done this one up, it would have come over here, and I just don't like that, but that's just me. That's why it's small there. What you can do to remind yourself that this is pretty much the only place you're going to use adhesive is right here for right now. Just put a piece of score tape down and then leave it. So you know that that's where your adhesive is going to go on this whole thing. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to flip this over to the back and bring this piece over. line up this piece and this piece to here before you crease it. Otherwise, you can get a kind of wonky pocket and fold over. Okay, and then just fold everything else. And that's it. That's your fold. There's your one flip and there's your other flip. Again, do not adhere this piece down, because if you adhere this down like this first, you can't get in here really nicely with a background piece of paper. Because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in, put your paper down, and then adhere this down. Otherwise, you're going to have to do like that, and it's just going to look funky. But anyways, this is a standard piece of paper from a matte stack, and you can see that it's just short this way, but if you mat it with a nice 1/4 inch all the way around, they mat down really nicely and they fit on almost all of the pages. This dimension of this sheet turns out to be 6.5 by 5, and then these turn out to be 5.5 by 5. So if you want to do like quick matting and everything else like that, I just used a 1/4 inch for my matting, and then for these ones I use a 1/2 inch. I take a 1/2 inch off. So for these ones, it would be 5 inches by 4.5, and then on the longer side, it would be 6 inches by 4.5. And that just goes for quick matting if you want to just pre-cut all your stuff and then just start gluing it all down. But that's it. That's as simple and easy as this page is. And then your binding, the nice thing about this one, if you've ever used any of the different types of binding, this is an awesome piece because you can use either the hidden hinge system that Kathy Order uses with the accordion, and then add it into here and then adhere it down like that. And that will give you a nice closed edge there and be able to fold flat. Or you can use your Bind It All or your Zutter or whatever other kind of binding system that you have, and then just do holes for either standard rings or anything else. It's entirely up to you how you want to bind it. And if you leave it open until that very end, it'll totally and completely work for any of those systems, which is really, really neat. Okay, for the 8.5 by 11, just to get a kind of smaller size of album, the measurements are a little bit different. I'm going to my cheat sheet. Okay, you're going to put it down with the long side up top. You're going to go and you're going to go down 6 inches. And again, you're going to flip it to where that shorter side is down to the bottom. This one's going to be 1.5 inches. And then your next one's going to be at 5 inches. Okay? And again, you do your same cuts on the bottom line here and the top line there. And then you can cut this piece in half if you'd like. It's up to you. Way. And again, here just do your creases and folds. Okay, and again, I like to do my cut. The reason why I like to do the notch here first is because it reminds me that that's where my pocket is. I have a tendency to be silly and forget stuff like that. Especially when I'm in the middle of doing all this. And again, that is all it is. And then you can go ahead with this one, and it's the same thing. Just put your papers in there, don't adhere anything down yet. And the nice thing too, if you don't adhere anything down, is you can come into this, and if you want to now use your border punches, any kind of border punch will work while it's all apart like this. Okay, and it's easy to go in and manipulate. Oops, this one. Yeah, I missed it a little bit, but that's okay. You get what I mean. Okay, so that way what happens is when you put your paper down here, you already have a nice border or any kind of design or whatever that you want there. Oh, I messed up, but that's okay. Alright, and again, that's as easy as it is. And then you have your binding that goes here, and again, you can use that hidden hinge style, or you can use your rings, binders, anything that you want. It's entirely up to you. And then, of course, this is your pocket. Now, the dimensions that this one finishes up with, your long pocket is going to be 6 inches wide, and it's going to be 3.5 inches tall. So that's going to be your long side, and then your smaller sides are going to be 5 inches by 3.5. So you got 3.5 height by 5 inches wide. But it's really nice. It's really small. It's about the same size as a coin envelope. It might be a little bit bigger than some. But the nice thing about it is, again, it gives you this extra flap when it's all finished. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like it.